Alex and I, joining me and Alex, we have David Warner. Welcome, David, to the show. How have you been? We haven't seen you in a while.
I think I better put these on because I really can't hear you.
You don't want to mess your hair up, though, so.
Yeah, that's always a terrible problem for me.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been kind of, the openly gay issue.
The openly gay issue, yes.
Does that mean as opposed to the closeted gay issue that you're going to...
I guess so, yeah. I mean, and I also have to raise an issue with you. I mean, you said to me you automatically assumed I was going to be the one coming on to talk about this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are there any gay people at Creative Loafing?
You mean aside from myself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, no, actually
Are they open, though? Are they...
Yes. Yeah. Nobody on the editorial staff that I know of, at least the full-time editorial staff, but elsewhere, sprinkled strategically through the paper, yes.
Huh. If you said one person, Wayne Garcia, maybe?
No, he's honorary. We have many honorary gay people at Creative Loafing.
Well, no, this is a great issue, actually. I enjoyed reading it. Why don't you tell our viewers all about...
Well, we timed it to go with St. Pete Pride, which is the big deal this weekend. But it's also an interesting moment right now in Florida with the gay marriage debate happening. We interviewed 2 candidates for county commission in Hillsborough and Pinellas who are both openly gay, which is unusual. Right. We talk about the fact that there were rumors about our governor, but those are never proven, and what difference does it make anyway? And also there's a guide to like a lot of lesbian and gay bars and establishments and activities and things this week, and other stories all through the issue that relate in one way or another to gay topics, and a few others that don't.
But that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kickoff for St. Pete Pride is right tonight.
Yes, it is.
And then they have events going on all weekend, but also Ybor, we have our own gay board going on.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story that's sort of the centerpiece of this issue. It's an interesting collaboration between gay and straight community here in Ybor. I mean, there's been trouble here and there with Ybor's past, and surprisingly enough, because of some gay entrepreneurs, primarily the folks who run MC Film Fest down the street from here, decided to move their business here. That along with some other business owners, G-Bar and the Streetcar Charlie's, a few other places, it started to create this kind of critical mass. And these are people who are looking to cooperate with the other businesses that are here. So you have straight businesses helping gay businesses and vice versa, and attracting a pretty sizable crowd.
Yeah, it seems like, I talked to a gentleman who owns a building in a club down the street, but he actually just bought 2 buildings here on the west side of Ybor, and he said, he didn't know if he was really taking a risk or not. I used to live out in California, and it seems like the gay and lesbian population are really pioneers in geographic areas and neighborhoods. They go into a bad area, and before 5-10 years down the road, it's the hottest place in town with the nice restaurants, the culture.
It's interesting points that Megan Voller, who wrote this story, makes about that. Whereas there's a pretty tight network of communications, various ways the gay and lesbian community can contact each other, so they can, or word of mouth. Like any minority community, did you hear about this place? They love us. Let's go there. But there's also maybe a willingness to sort of venture into places where other people don't see the possibilities.
But why does it have to be it's a gay bar or it's not a gay bar? I mean, why does it have to be like that?
Well, some of these bars aren't. Some of the bars that we have in this list have a mixed crowd all the time. Georgie's Alibi over in St. Pete is always a very mixed crowd. But I think, it's... people want to meet other people like themselves, and they want to know that they're going to be comfortable. Sometimes when they're in, maybe they might have come to a place in Ybor or someplace else in Tampa where they didn't feel welcome. It's still it's still touchy for a lot of people, both gay and straight.
Let me ask you, in St. Pete, it just seems like over the past couple years, the Pride event has become huge.
Yeah,
it is huge. It's one of the biggest.
When did it first start over there that the community started to, build a little momentum over there, because now it seems like it's huge?
Well, I think that started before I got here 4 years ago, but there used to be a Tampa Pride celebration. Then, of course, the county commissioners put a stop to that. And to some degree, there were some problems with the people who organized the original gay pride stuff in Tampa. So St. Pete had an opening, and they took it, and they're like the biggest pride celebration in Florida.
And I think
Miami,
behind Miami, I think in the whole eastern part of the southeastern part of
definitely
the
in the
country.
western part of the state, we're biggest of anything. Yeah.
And then for Tampa here, St. Pete's big is Tampa trying to get that same momentum? This is the beginning of that same
Yeah.
momentum?
Yeah, there's an interesting quote from one of the stories in here from a woman who said that all her friends started moving to St. Pete once the ordinance came down in Hillsborough. And this is beginning to pull them back. And it's a real interesting kind of transition. And it's a new neighborhood.
Before we lose some time, there's lots of stuff happening this weekend. Can you talk about St. Pete side and then the Tampa side, the St. Dues?
Sure, yeah. The Taste of Pride is tonight, and then tomorrow it's Laughter in Paradise, which is this Ant, who was the guy who won. Was one of the
comedian.
One of the. I don't know if he had won, but he was up there in Last Comic Standing. And then Saturday's the all-day celebration and parade, and there's dance parties that night, and I think another one on Sunday night. There's meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, there's a production of Jesus Christ Superstar opening this weekend.
Gotta throw that in after there. There you go.
And then we have a great weekend of 70s movies at the Beach Theater, and you can start to prepare for this. Chris Rock is coming on Wednesday, July 2nd to Tampa Bay Performing Arts Center. That ought to be a great show.
I didn't even know that. Is he
I
really?
didn't know that either.
And something else that's happening starting Monday is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the Boston Red Sox have a.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Everyone gets your tickets now.
Yeah.
And Toby Keith will be at the Ford Amphitheater this
Toby
weekend.
Keith, yeah, he's elsewhere in the paper here.
So, David, are you going to Toby Keith, or are you going to go to the all-day celebration in St. Pete?
Gosh, I was talking with our music writer about this today.
Sure.
His assumption was there'd be the camp for Toby Keith and the camp for the Gay Pride celebration. I suggested there was probably some crossover.
I'm not seeing crossovers there.
You never know.
I never know.
You never know.
David, thank you very much for coming out. I hope to see you this weekend or
Okay.
at some of these, because I want to be a part of them too. So
Cool.